וזה המעגל קסמים של ההשקעות והכיבושים, וזה מעגל הקסמים שמתחיל עם גילוי אמריקה, ומניע את שני מעגלים האלה, גם המעגל של הגילויים המדעיים, וגם המעגל של הכלכלה הקפיטליסטית, של באמת אשראי, השקעות, רווחים, עוד אשראי, עוד השקעות, עוד רווחים.
The Spanish conquistadors, with their voracious appetite for precious metals, found here a mountain of silver. They called it Cerro Rico, the rich mountain. Over the 3 centuries that followed, more than 62 metric tons of silver was extracted from Cerro Rico, at great human cost.
And it's the silver. But it's no good quality of silver, no like in the colonial time.
It was this silver that triggered an explosion in international trade. In China, the Latin American silver fueled a dramatic expansion of the commercial market.
Many people now still think that China was isolated from the world before the 19th century. It is a world on its own. It's not interacting and trading. In fact, now it is very clear that the European great discoveries of the Americas and things like that actually has a real, very important impact on China. Before the 16th century, the Chinese economy was based on a paper currency. That is, the government prints some paper for people to use in transactions. And it is very unstable because the value of the currency is not based on any precious metal. So the commercial economy was not very advanced until the Chinese government, as an attempt to fight inflation and this economic stability, shift to a silver-based economy. China at that time then found a very reliable, stable, and large source of silver. So the whole economy was silverized, meaning that silver became the standard currency for commercial transactions. So it laid the foundation for rapid commercial expansion.
Alors que chez nous, l'économie de marché devient capitaliste parce que le capital prend une position très importante, une position de force. En Chine, c'est sans doute un peu différent. Les producteurs en Chine, que ce soit des paysans, que ce soit des artisans, vont au XIIe siècle avoir un accès au marché libre, d'eux-mêmes. Ils vont aller vendre eux-mêmes leur production sans être obligés de se mettre sous la coupe d'un marchand ou d'un capitaliste qui, grâce à son argent, va pouvoir leur avancer quelque chose qui ressemble à un salaire.
The market that evolved, made of small producers who interacted freely without the need of an entrepreneur or capitalist, attracted the attention of European travelers and missionaries. Their stories impressed French philosophers and physiocrats, and Adam Smith.
The row over a third runway at Heathrow Airport has overshadowed the Prime Minister's first full-scale ministerial reshuffle.
But in Britain, the global market fueled by silver from the Americas had a completely different impact. While in China it encouraged small producers, here it destroyed them. Simon Furley is an advocate for independent small farmers, which has become a rather rare breed since the 16th century.
If you're really good, you could make a minimum wage out of 4 cows, 4 dairy cows, not intensively fed, and that would require about 10 acres, something like that. I've got 2 cows, and in order to do it full time, you'd need 4, and you'd have to be good.
How independent farmer has been squeezed like that? This is like 400 years process.
Yes, about that. Well, it kind of dates back to enclosure from the 16th century onward, when small farmers were pushed off land so that the larger landowners could monopolise the land and improve it, to make it more productive, which they did. But they threw the bulk of people off the land in the process. And it didn't have to happen that way.
The silver that flooded countries like Spain created a growing demand for English wool, which made raising sheep more profitable. Peasants were displaced to make room for more sheep. The process was called enclosure.
Les enclosures, en fait, c'est le désir des seigneurs, des propriétaires terriens, qui sont parfois aussi des bourgeois au XVIe siècle en Grande-Bretagne. C'est leur désir de faire respecter un droit de propriété qui, jusqu'à présent, était par la tradition plus ou moins géré en commun, laissé en culture pour les populations qui étaient les plus pauvres. Donc à partir du XVIe, les seigneurs et les bourgeois se mettent à faire valoir leur droit à la terre.
It was coercive. I wouldn't say it was massively violent. There was just a lot of rioting and a lot of resistance, and a lot of poverty, and people shoved into urban situations which had a very high death rate. So in a sense it was violent insofar as the death rate in the emerging new industrial towns was higher than it was in the countryside.
They throw down houses, wrote Thomas More. They pluck down towns and leave nothing standing, but only churches to be made into sheep houses.
Les conséquences en Angleterre sont énormes. Que faire à ce moment-là? La seule solution viable à long terme, c'est d'essayer de trouver un travail comme artisan pour filer ou tisser à domicile. Tout d'un coup, une armée de gens totalement appauvris par les enclosures sont condamnés à vendre leur force de travail de façon à pouvoir survivre, tout simplement survivre.
This army of dispossessed, homeless, and jobless peasants have become a potential labor force, helping to create a labor market.